Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the dealer in.
I first heard she passed away. I said, my God, somebody gave her a bad bag. And then I saw Ray J. And it all added.
People, you are aware of how the entertainment industry keeps its biggest secrets hidden. However, Jaguar isn't letting these criminals get away with their crimes. And recently, she made another shocking revelation that could help us uncover the truth about Whitney Houston's death. She suggested that Ray J was involved in the tragedy, forcing Whitney to take drugs that ultimately led to her death. Additionally, Jaguar said that there was physical evidence of physical harm on the singer's body, suggesting that her death wasn't as simple as first thought. Finally, let me remind you of the people with whom Ray J used to hang out.
He's in my gang. He gets money. Yes, he does. Yeah.
You most likely already know this. It's suggested that influential people like Clive and Diddy used their influence to make others commit crimes, and that they could handle Whitney's case more effectively than her longtime friend Ray J. The entertainment industry really works, with masterminds behind every heinous incident and scheme, as well as handlers and enablers who work on behalf of the elites, according to one source. Since Whitney told me that she had known Rai since he was 10 years old, and that she cared about him, I think we should all respect that. With that in mind, Jaguar has every reason to suggest that Ray J was a convenient pawn in the alleged scheme run by Clive and Diddy, who allegedly relied on Ray J's willingness to comply with their requests in exchange for financial gain. After all, what do you know about Ray's background other than his involvement in high-profile dramas?
The young, lit, African-American entrepreneur.
In addition, Jaguar now claims that Ray J carried out the plan that Diddy and Clive Davis devised when Whitney was battling her addiction. It was alleged that Ray J provided her with excessive amounts of substances. And people, I don't think it's a coincidence that the same substances that Ray J was giving her were found in her body during the autopsy report. Although there were reports of Whitney secretly seeking help at rehab facilities, the singer once addressed her issues, and Ray J was nowhere to be found.
I tell you that I am not self-destructive.
Following the public disclosure of the details surrounding Whitney Houston's demise, many rushed to place the blame on the singer herself, not realizing that she was surrounded by those who didn't wish her well. They were, quote, crazy in love, but it wasn't healthy for her. Unfortunately, all of his efforts to combat this monster failed, leading to her untimely demise occurring just before Clive Davis's Preg Grammy party, which the music maestro decided not to cancel. The coroner's report indicated drowning as the cause of death, with heart disease and intoxication listed as contributing factors.
They were, quote, crazy in love, but it was not healthy for either of them.
One family friend later revealed that Whitney was surrounded by enablers who let her do what she wanted to do. Ed Winter, Whitney's coroner, who oversaw the investigation, stated that the singer's body contained too little drugs to have contributed to her death. Instead, she drowned. However, you should never trust the advice of the industry's special experts. So this guy previously, Ed Winter, looked into the deaths of Michael Jackson and Kim Porter, both of whom are still very much a mystery.
Beverly Hills requested a security hold on the case, so there will be no additional information.
Beverly Hills asked that the matter be placed on a security hold, therefore no more details would be provided. Claims made by Jaguar Wright state that Ray J's sister Brandy made the discovery of Whitney's body, despite reports indicating Whitney's assistant found her body. Ray J is the target of accusations alleging he gave Whitney drugs shortly before she passed away. Brown, Leola Bobby Brown's sister, publicly accused Ray J of being involved in Whitney's tragic incident, saying that she witnessed him hiding his head as he was pushed into the car after leaving the hotel. She asked why she looked at him and asked why he was hiding his face. He always tries to show his face when he's around Whitney. When you put the two together, it's obvious why Jaguar. According to Wright, Ray J was responsible for Whitney H's death because he coerced the singer into taking dangerous substances and then attempted to flee before being discovered. This theory explains why Whitney's corpse bore signs of struggle.
Public has absolutely no idea what's happening behind the curtain or behind the velvet rope.
People began to discuss the beloved singer's passing as usual when something shady-like happened. And guess what? People had a lot to say about it. One user wrote, "It's not a coincidence her daughter passed away the same way these people really think we are dumb, y'all. There are no coincidences." While another added that there are no coincidences. Ray J always seemed like a gullible guy riding on someone else's coattails. I mean, honestly, what is he known for? It seems like Brandy Brother is part of yet another rage plot. Given their considerable power and prominence in the music industry, it is reasonable to assume that Clive Davis and Diddy have been the driving forces behind a great deal of catastrophes. Clive Davis and Diddy are growing, and the intention of these three was to sacrifice Whitney. Interview. Jaguar Wright also suggested that the long-standing connection between Diddy and Clive Davis be looked into, and that strong personalities like Clive and Diddy may have had a hand in hiding transactions. This time, suspicions surrounding Ray J grew because so many people blamed him for giving Whitney the things that gave her. Lee Brown also accused Ray J, who was rumored to be casually dating Houston, of being a runner boy for the music legend because he knows someone who sells hard things and bought and supplied them to her. Say that when she did her Oprah interview, while the late singer was surrounded by vultures in the last months of her life, there were still people who were taking care of her. And they also pointed out that Whitney couldn't overcome her addiction, as her bodyguard me mentioned in one interview. Occasionally, when I thought Whitney was on the stuff, I would guess by her appearance. I would just watch to see if she was okay. I would watch her closer. Now all roads may lead to the only person's claims against Ray J. Clive Davis and Diddy may be intensifying, since they are suspected of being involved in Whitney's death and of going after her daughter after their alleged abuse of her mother. Underhall is dead, but if you start really examining the details and making connections between the dots in this story, you might find that someone in this company is lying. Guess who? It's Clive Davis, the primary suspect in Whitney Houston's death. The well-known producer seems to have met with Whitney just before her death, claiming that she was in excellent health and that there were no records of her using the hard substances that were bad for her body. Of course, at the time, no one tried to refute Clive's claims. However, as time goes on, the story's bizarre discrepancies become more and more apparent. Interview. And the narrative didn't finish with Whitney's death since her family was adamant on obtaining justice, and the business chose to target her daughter Bobby instead. You all know how effective the silencing techniques are. On January 31, 2015, Christina Brown was found unconscious in her home's bathroom under circumstances similar to those of her mother 3 years earlier. The young woman remained in a coma for almost 6 months before passing away at the age of 22 from lobar pneumonia, which is similar to Kim Porter's reported cause of death. However, if you've been in the business long enough, like Jag, you know for sure that there's nothing the elites and enablers can't orchestrate and fake Kazakhstan. Now that the house and family secrets are coming to light, there's speculation that Ray J. Clive Davis and Diddy used a similar tactic to eliminate other family members after allegedly orchestrating Bowie. Suspicion increased after Diddy became agitated when asked about Whitney's passing during the Ellen program. However, even though these claims and supporting documentation are insufficient to reopen the investigation and delve deeper into the singer's tragedy, many people already know exactly who is to blame. One user wrote, "My heart breaks for Whitney. They preyed on her. She had a beautiful soul," while another said, "Poor Whitney. She didn't deserve that. She'll always be remembered in a beautiful way, unlike Diddley Davis." The music industry has so many mysteries, and hopefully the time of truth and exposure will soon come. Whitney and other innocent people like Biggie Smalls and Tupac deserve it. Please share your opinions in the comments section below, and don't forget to watch my other videos.